Bucks versus the Bulls. Bulls up 73-58. 73-58. Got the thing on this thing. Giannis need to come alive. Pretty sure he will. Pretty sure he will. You dig what I'm saying? We already, yeah, I mean, Bucks already up 1-0. They lead the series. Whole quarter left. 6 minutes left in the third. Zach LaVine, baseline with Lil Matthews on him. Kick out Kyrie out over there. Rosen, no good from three. But let me say this before I go in. I with this nigga KD. Hold up. Hold up. I was with this nigga KD. Like I told him, on some geographical shit. He from Maryland. Shorty, he claimed PG, DC, and Baltimore. I don't know how, but I let him do his thing. You know what I mean? People like to feel like they from all over. You know what I mean? You got the right to do whatever you want. But he from Maryland. So, niggas know I'm geographical. If Baltimore had a team, I have it. That'll be my team. I can't rock with Washington Wizards, though. I just can't. Philly too far away, even though it's the closest after Washington Wizards. It's the closest team to me after that, but I don't have a team. Lakers been my team for a long time. But Giannis my favorite player. Anybody who watched my videos, Giannis been my favorite player since 2013. And I told niggas because he in a LeBron James situation, but he have a chance to be better than LeBron on the all-time greatest of all-time list. And he got the potential and the talent. This man, multiple MVPs already, don't even have a jump shot, and he got a defensive player of the year. But this nigga KD just went 0 for 10, my nigga. 0 for 10 in the second half. Right now, Giannis the best player in the league. I still think LeBron is top 2, top 3. There's no way I'm going to ever put KD ahead of LeBron until this nigga able to lead his own team to multiple chips. Without a OP team like Golden State Warriors. He tried to make the Nets OP. They on paper it looked like it. Not on the court. Bro, the nigga went 0 for 10 in the second half. Remind me of the Clippers 2020 when Kawhi went 0 for whatever in the second half. And Paul George hitting the side of the backboard from 3, just like Kyrie, 1 for I think 1 for 7 in the second half. It's unacceptable. And I don't hear a lot of people talking about this. I don't hear enough people talking about this. Nigga, I don't see these clowns on YouTube like the Black Skip Bayless, Consigno, Too Fraud for TV Thoughts, all be the hate through. I don't see none of these clowns. What's his name? Dookie Man? Dookie Mookie? Always he bang son. I don't see none of these niggas talking about this shit. Come on, bro. You gotta have the same energy. You can't spend your whole life just dragging one player because it's profitable to your channel and to your narrative and not keep it 100 on both ends. Sports critic, what it is, bro. What's good with you? Man, 0 for 10, my nigga. Jaylen Brown comes up in the clutch. Him and Jason Tatum. It was mainly Jason Brown in the clutch, and I'm watching it live, and I'm like, damn, this nigga going ham. They was down the whole game until fourth quarter. Seriously. If KD is the best player and is as great as everybody's saying, he's great. He's just not as great as everybody keep trying to make him out to be. Oh, fact sports critic 0 for 10, but he better than Bron. Come on, bro. Let's keep it a buck when we talk about this shit. Like it's barbershop talk, my nigga. Like ain't nobody trying to fight about it or none of that. I mean, unless y'all niggas want to bet some money on some shit. But let's keep it a buck about this type of shit. If LeBron went 0 for 11, 0 for 10 in the second half in the playoffs, because y'all don't let 2011 rest at all. At all. But this nigga doing this in the first round, he, if he gets swept, bro, if he gets swept, I don't ever want to hear nobody, nobody, nobody compare this nigga to LeBron again. And like I just said, I fuck with Kevin. He's from Maryland. I'm from Baltimore. Philip, what's up, bro? Things come through, my nigga. I'm from Baltimore. He from Maryland. He from PG. He be in Baltimore. He been doing good things for my city, like the Royal Farms Arena. Shorty put some bread up for our Royal Farms Arena to get reconstructed, because that's where we have all our concerts and games, like our basketball games, our college games, our arena football games and shit like that. Monster truck, all that shit down there. He put up the money with some other people to get it reconstructed and have it looking better. Shouts out to KD for that. But I'm critiquing this game. We talking about just on the court, not him as a person. That's a whole different story. Exactly. Just like they keep bringing up 2011. Nigga, it's 2022. It's 2022. It's 2022. This is not 2011. We talking about right now, what's going on right now. The man choked. It was hilarious. He was trying. He was trying, my nigga. He was even going through the hole trying to get an and one still miss. He got them 2 free throws at the line. I think he got 4 altogether. But he couldn't make a shot to save his fucking life. And he pulled. That motherfucker could hit that shot too. Kyrie was looking down the bench at like 5 minutes left in the 5 minutes left in the fourth quarter. He was looking down the bench at KD like, that motherfucker hit that shot too. But not tonight. Not tonight. Nigga, he couldn't even hit that shot. He couldn't hit that shot. He looking down the bench like, where the fuck? Nigga, then LeBron asked for a trade. Then LeBron asked for a trade after the Lakers lost. He pulled me at the end of that bitch too. That nigga ready to go back to Cleveland. Seriously, bro. Shit gonna come out. Yeah, man, you gotta go watch it, man. Look, shit gonna come out. Kyrie trying to convince LeBron to go back to Cleveland for a reunion. that nigga gonna go try to get a reunion. Like, look, bro, like, pops, I wanted to be grown. I wanted to go out there on my own. You know how kids be like, man, when I turn 16, I'm moving out. I get my own place. Kyrie pulled one of them numbers. Went out there on his own when it moved in with the uncle. The uncle showed him that he can't even live on his own. That nigga go back the fuck home till nigga go back home to Cleveland. LeBron, bring your ass home, man. We tired of you roaming around, nigga. Fuck that shit. Come to Cleveland, get another ring down here. Seriously, bro. It's hilarious. And bro, like, this nigga, if anybody know anything about my channel, bro, haven't heard me really talk just from how I feel besides the facts. Kyrie is one of the favorite players that I root for. He one of my favorite players of all time. Him and AI. Because AI the reason why I started playing basketball. And Kyrie is just another AI. Oh, you know he getting the pass from Skip haters. Skip hating us, man. You know it. Skip can't survive a straight up debate without throwing LeBron in it and making excuses for the players that he rooting for. He made an excuse when the Clippers lost. And 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 the way they lost is the same way that the Nets just lost tonight. Only difference is when the Clippers lost, it was game 7. When Kawhi went scoreless in the second half of game 7. Paul George hitting the side of a backboard, shooting brick at the brick in the second half. Game 7. Check the resumes. You see this nigga LeBron in game 7s? Killer. Most clutch ever in game 7s. Most points in game 7s. Even MJ, he's not even a killer in game 7. But at least MJ took advantage of the team he had around him and the competition that he went against to make sure it didn't get to a game 7. That's the difference. Because when MJ did see a game 7, hey, he wasn't the same MJ through that first 6 games, but he still played better than what the fuck KD did. See, it's different when shit on the line and you got that pressure, like it's when to go home. When you look at all the greats, when they ever in that pressure of winning go home, that shows you how great they is. How many times you seen MJ in that moment of winning go home? And he came up short. Every time he was in that predicament, he went home more times than none. More times than he won. But once he got the personnel around him that was able to do the things, gave him the energy to keep up that offense, he made sure he didn't put himself in that predicament again. Like, he didn't like how that felt in a win and go home situation, and there's too much pressure and he can't do everything on his own. So he made sure I can't put myself in that position again. I got to get it done before we get to a game 7 so I don't have that feeling again. Now you see, after that, throughout history, Kobe, KD, Kawhi, all the great players, the top players throughout the league from back in the 90s to now at the MJ retired, a lot of them can't they buckle under the pressure, bro. Trying to tell you, man, I just did a video about that, like about the pressure, bro. Pressure means a lot. Look at the Suns. Look at the Suns last year and look at them this year. Not a single ounce of pressure for them to get back to the finals. Not a single ounce of pressure for them to make the finals last year. They played phenomenal. Right. I like the Bulls because Zach LaVine, he one of the players that I root for. He in my top 10 players that I root for. I only root for 10 players in the league. And I've been rooting for them for years. Some of them since they came in the league. Some of them like a year that they got the league. Giannis was one of them. LeBron, always. I've been rooting for him since day one because he had tremendous pressure on him coming out of high school. And he excelled, overachieved. But Zach LaVine, Kemba Walker, Ben Simmons, Devin Booker, Kyrie, Damian Lillard, Jamal Murray, did I say Zach LaVine? I said Zach LaVine, didn't I? Yeah, I said Zach LaVine. I think that was 10 I just named. And KD just because he's from Maryland. But he do a lot of sucker shit. That be pissing me off. Oh, no, it's definitely no excuses for Ben Simmons. There's no excuse I can even make. Like, look, I just told you that, bro, in my top 5 that I root for in the league. I've been fucking with Joe since college. Because I seen that he got a similar game to LeBron. And he could shoot. He just won't shoot. And there's no excuse on why he won't shoot. There's no excuse on why he frees up in the playoffs. I'm just hoping that he overcomes it. Because he got that potential to go down as an all-time great. Whenever you can play both ends of the floor, rebound, assist, and score at a dominant level, you got the chance to become the very few percentage that becomes the greatest of all time. And he got it. Just like Giannis. For a while, they was being compared to each other who was going to be better. Then Giannis just took the fuck off on this nigga. And Ben Simmons choked up and started talking about mental health issues and all this dumb shit. And then post the video from YouTube or whatever. Him shooting threes in a pickup game. Come on, bro. Nobody want to see that shit. Do that shit in the game. The fuck is you scared of? And that's why I'm hoping his first game back in Brooklyn, he starts shooting, just shooting the lights out. Shit. I believe he gonna do it, but we'll wait to see it. But yeah, ain't no excuse for that nigga. He went out like a bitch. I keep it a buck on all them niggas. Like I try to tell niggas all the time, yo, we don't know these niggas. We don't owe these niggas. No excuses for Zion either. Hell no. I like Zion. I just ain't put him in my none of my lists because I ain't seen enough from him. I seen him in college and I wasn't too. I didn't know what the fuck all the hype was. Lakers fan for life. What up, bro? I seen him in college. Like I see the potential, but y'all was saying it like this nigga was too dominant that he was about to take over the league. And when I watched him with Duke, I'm like, he can't even take over this college game. What the fuck is y'all talking? This nigga ready to take over the league. Yeah, he's great. He's a bully. He got hops out of this fucking world. But he can't even take over this fucking college game. RJ Bird had to go the fuck off for them to really win. So RJ Bird going off, Zion did his thing. Don't misconstrue that. He did his thing. He definitely did his thing. Busted out his shoe for the game. But he didn't take it over and was on it like they saying Shaq do. How Shaq was bullying niggas and breaking rims. How LeBron was bullying niggas in high school and dunking on niggas and just took over the game and blew niggas out. Nah. But once I see that nigga play a full season and get to analyze his game and see how much IQ he already have, then I make my judgment on Zion. But right now, there's no excuses for the fat boy. He let the McDonald's get to him. Yes, I've been told people that they should have picked up Ja Morant first because Zion was already injury prone. What you think was going to happen when he got to the league and he got to play way more games than what he got to play in college? Look how much he was injured in college. He was injury prone already. So when he got to the league, you got to play 82 games, and then you got flights and all that other shit that goes. Like, yeah, he was going to be injured a lot. I'm like, they better pick Ja Morant first because he got more skills than Zion. Y'all just hoping that Zion will be more dominant and comparing him to LeBron, thinking he'll be the next LeBron and all that. Ja Morant had more skills than him. He could score, he could pass, he a beast. He got the IQ, he got defense, like, and he worked hard, and he's not injury prone. But Memphis picked him up. Great pick for Memphis. Knicks got stuck with RJ Bird. I told people, Shorty not really ready for the league. He needed to spend a couple more years in college, get that IQ up. But he's still a solid player. Should have been an all-star for the hype that was around him. But he's still a solid player. But yeah, man. This nigga, Kyrie, KD, and them, you can't talk all that shit. Since 2020, they've been talking big shit. Trying to get the league shut down. Throwing shade at LeBron and the Lakers and all that. Since 2020. And when y'all get y'all chance, y'all talk shit, y'all beat the Lakers in the regular season. Okay, cool. Whatever. You know niggas don't play too intense in the regular season, but we give you that. You won. But you didn't even make it to the conference finals in the weak East. Every time LeBron ran through the East, it was said to be a weak East. Bro, let me tell you something about Brooklyn Nets when they first started. They had a solid team, a good team, good defensive team. You add KD, Kyrie to that. Spencer Dinwiddie off the bench now with Caris LeVert. They should have just kept that. That would have been unstoppable. And just let Caris LeVert and Spencer Dinwiddie come off the bench and cook everything. Because them two was playing like starters and all-star level. All right, but y'all want to be super. Y'all want to be OP. You get rid of them. You get James Harden down there. You go get Blake Griffin. Now, let me tell people about Blake Griffin because they was capping a lot when he first got there. The year before, he missed a lot of games. I don't even think he played enough games to qualify for an all-star selection. But the year before that, he was an all-star. Same shit with LaMarcus Aldridge. The year before he went down Brooklyn, he missed damn near the whole season due to injuries. But the year before that, he was an All Star. So you can't count him out as being, oh, he's not an All Star because he didn't make it that year. He was injured. He couldn't make it. But when he played, he was still phenomenal. He's still LA. When he played, Blake Griffin, he wasn't even dunking the whole time he was down in Detroit. What niggas say about Blake when he got back to Detroit? Oh, he found his prime. He started dunking on niggas again. So that showed you he was down in Detroit bullshitting until he got the fuck out of there. He didn't want to be there. So he didn't care about the game. And he didn't even play a full season. So you get Katie, Kyrie, James Harden, Blake Griffin, Marcus Aldridge. He still had and he still had Spencer at the time. They didn't even get rid of Spencer Dinwiddie at the time, who was an alternate All-Star. So that's 6 All-Stars on one team. That's a whole starting fucking 5 in an All-Star game with a 6-man. Now you go get Drummond and Ben Simmons, take away Harden, add Dragic, who was a alternate All-Star. Add it up. Somebody add that motherfucker up. You got Dragic, who's an alternate All-Star. People forget about that. And he was doing his thing with Miami to 2020. If everybody don't try to cap now and say, oh, Dragic, this, that, and the third, because the excuse y'all make for Miami losing is Dragic being hurt. So don't try to credit him now and try to big him up because he lost to the Lakers. Dragic was hurt. Bam, it's the game. No, don't. Dragic was alternate All-Star. Then you got Seth Curry and Patty Mills. Joe Harris still there. And them young boys around him. Is if anybody try to play like this, not an OP team, you just shouldn't discuss basketball no more. Just say you don't understand the game. You just like the Nets. Like, look, I just like the Nets. Whoever win the chip, whatever year, I'm with them the next year. Just say that. Just say you don't understand the game of basketball. Just fuck it. Stop debating with people about shit you don't know. It don't make sense when people do that. You shouldn't do that. Now add them numbers up of how many stars they got around, or how many former All-Stars who was just recently All-Stars. Not the people try to make out Lakers to be a super team because saying shit like, oh, they got Dwight Howard. They got Rajon Rondo. They got Carmelo Anthony. When the last time Carmelo was an All-Star? Wasn't he just out the league? Blackballed? Not even being on a team? And years prior still wasn't an All-Star? When the last time Dwight Howard made an All-Star selection? Or an All-NBA team? When the last time Rondo made an All-Star team or All-NBA selection? But y'all try to say they got all these Hall of Famers. Bro, that sounds stupid. You can say the same shit with MJ and the Bulls when he got Robert Parrish and George Gervin and them on his team. He had them Hall of Famers and couldn't win. That's how you open that door for dumb shit like that. Like, I would never make that a statement though. Oh, MJ had Robert Parrish on his team and couldn't win. Only thing I say is he did have a All-Star level George Gervin who played the whole season without MJ except 17 games, and they still went to the playoffs. And then MJ got George Gervin blackballed, and that's why George Gervin retired. If anybody do their research and find out what really happened that year, MJ got your blackball from the All-Star game, got him blackballed in the playoffs because of what happened in the previous All-Star game. Somebody Google Jordan freeze-out game. And how he had held a grudge against Magic and them, along with George Gervin. Yeah, George Gervin was like the KD of that time, as far as scoring. Like, he was a scoring machine. And before he got to the Bulls, he was coming off an All-Star year. He was still in his early 30s. Still putting up All-Star numbers. Jordan was hurt. George Gervin was the best player on the team for the Bulls. Jordan only played 17 games that year. They still went to the playoffs. Jordan recovered. He made the coach sit Gervin down. He couldn't play no more in the playoffs because Jordan held a grudge against him. After that, Gervin retired. He said he went off one night just to show Jordan that he still had it, that he was still like, yeah, one of the top niggas. But he think that Jordan had the juice, like the pull, the juice that this nigga LeBron got. Jordan had that back then, and he retired. But yo, the Bucks. This nigga DeMar DeRozan got 33 points, 13 for 22. It's 80-92. 80-92. DeMar DeRozan with the ball, pull up for the mid-range cush. No call. It looked like he got fouled. No call. I'm kind of getting upset because he cooking right now. And Giannis need to put a stop to this. And Drew Holiday going hawk instead of kicking out the fucking ball. When, oh my God. Oh, he missed the alley hoop. That was the Bucks just threw the ball out of bounds. Who was that? Who was that white boy? That ain't even Genzo. It's that Pat Continent. The Bulls cooking right now. And it's still 10 minutes and 30 seconds left, though. Bucks down 14. DeMar DeRozan taking over this fourth quarter, though. They left Vucevic wide open. He missed from 3. All right, here go Giannis. Kick it out to Pat. Pat missed the 3. I ain't gonna lie, yo, this nigga's energy, the Bucks' energy just look low. Like, besides Holiday and Giannis, like, these niggas' energy just looks low. If anybody could hear it in the background, like, I got the joint. Yeah, man, like I said, I'm start streaming these games. Mainly the Bucks because of Giannis. But I'm gonna do the Nets and the Boston too. I'm gonna also do Memphis and Timberwolves. I ain't gonna lie, that's an exciting series for real. Right? Yeah, Phil. Like, man, that shit interesting. Like, I'm surprised about how good the game's been between Memphis and Timberwolves. And I'm definitely surprised how good this nigga Anthony Edwards been playing in the playoffs. Like, you go on DraftKings, this nigga, me and my wife rate bet on D'Angelo Russell in one of our picks. Shorty averaged 30 against Memphis. But in the playoffs, that game one, this nigga ain't even have 20. And Anthony Edwards had 30. I think he had more than 30, but he the one that went off. He usually averaged under 20 points against them. These playoffs been very exciting. Unexpectedly exciting. Just add that to it. Like Boston taking game 1 and game 2. Nobody expect that. Everybody counted them out to get swept. What's his name? Philly. I'm surprised Philly is playing as good as they playing. Oh, bro, I just was saying that to my wife last night. Yo, if the Suns lose to the Pelicans in the first round, it's gonna validate everything I was saying about them. I said I'm not sold yet. I want Booker. I call that nigga Booger. I want Booker to get a ring because, like, I just gave you my top 10 of my favorite players that I root for. But the Suns, they seem like pretenders. Like, they seem like y'all took advantage of circumstances, and rightfully so. It's part of the game. But y'all didn't have no real challenges before y'all got to the finals. And it seemed that The inexperience and the pretending, y'all real identity came out in the finals. Chris Paul froze the fuck up in the finals. Booker showed that he was inexperienced and not ready, and the Bucks just showed they was more hungrier, even though the Suns had the more complete team. Like for the past couple years, the Suns rely heavy on their bench. They don't rely on their stars, and that's what makes them a good team. When you can rely on your bench to pick up a lot of your slack. But if you can't rely on your stars to take over a game or a series, it's a problem. They never impressed me. Utah period never impressed me. I don't know where that hype come from. All they got is Donovan Mitchell, bro. Rudy Gobert. Yo, remember Philly? Lakers in the finals. Philly team that year. That's what the Jazz remind me of. You got Donovan Mitchell. You got Rudy Gay. You got Allen Iverson. You got the Dikembe Mutombo. Like, you're not a scorer. Just like Mutombo, he's not a scorer. So what real help did Allen Iverson have besides Mutombo? And I don't want to hear shit about Antonio McDyess or Eric Snow. I don't want to hear shit about Mike Conley fluke ass, because he ain't been nothing since he left Memphis. And he wasn't even nothing a couple years before he left Memphis. His best years is way behind him. Bogdanovich, what? Didn't they get rid of him? Because he seemed like he just disappeared if they didn't get rid of him. He MIA. So who else do they got? Jordan Clarkson. I don't want to hear shit about Jordan Clarkson. What y'all forgot about 2018? He did the same shit 2018. He was shining during the regular season. Looking like a six-man of the year candidate. Just like now. And then got to the finals and did what? Right, that's what I'm saying. They was trash and got to the finals. So what that says about that team and what that says about the league at the time. When I tell people that being though Kobe played in both eras, I say he played against the most competition overall. But when you count the championship years, nobody's played better competition than LeBron. He was never in a predicament where every team he faced, they just overpowering him. It's always been damn near, it's always been like an even playing field every time he went to the finals once he got his help. Because before he got his help, he was, it's a couple times he went to the finals and he drug a team near that had no business being there. Only 2 years. The rest of the years, in 2015 he lost his help, but he didn't drag them to the finals. He just had to play with them in the finals once they lost Kyrie and Love. But other than that, it's just 2007, 2018. Put an asterisk on 2015. Other than that, he had help for all the rest of them, and he was OP. He was going up against a OP Golden State the final 2 years in Cleveland. Who the fuck gonna beat them? Nobody. You can't name one team that would have beat them. Not even the Boston, the Bird Celtics wasn't even beating them. But all them years in Miami, I believe he should have won all of them. Only 1 year they lost was really his fault, but he should have won all of them. Facts. That's what I'm saying. Like, people don't. It's crazy how people discredit that or overlook that when there's a lot of times when they trying to down a nigga, they'll say shit like, "Oh, LeBron, he only dunked on a little small white boy, or he dunked on Steph Curry, or he dunked on what's his name? It's the little white boy on the other team. Somebody like Sabonis, or that little nigga name on Nikola something, Yusuf Nurkic." Or they'll try to name some weak teams that LeBron beat, and then when you say, All right, compare the competition to other greats when they went through the playoffs and the competition they played, and then they start talking about how competition doesn't matter. That's hypocrisy. How it don't matter now? You just said, oh, LeBron like shooting over shorter defenders. He'd get the switch and try to bully littler defenders, and then ignore the fact that MJ bullied the fuck out of Jeff Hornacek, John Stockton, and little motherfuckers like that. It's a contradiction. Kobe bullying Steve Nash. It's a contradiction. But when you look at the teams, how many teams you can go through each of? Look at all the greats in the top 10, all your whole top 10 greatest of all time, and look at their competition in the finals. Who played better competition than LeBron? You would have to probably go to like Isaiah Thomas, Bird competition, or what competition did Magic face. It won't never be between the competition that Jordan and Kobe face. But it's a reason why, and it's not their fault. You face whoever's in front of you. MJ started winning during the transition of expansion teams, and Kobe started winning in the aftermath of that. Him and Tim Duncan. That was their run in the aftermath of that expansion league, and shit started settling. But shit wasn't solid yet until LeBron came, and the league is just crazy now. But how many teams you gonna compare to the Spurs? They're a dynasty. Golden State Warriors a dynasty. How many greatest of all times beat dynasties or face dynasties half of their career? LeBron spent over 50% of his career in the finals. Well, it'll be 50% now. Even 50% of his career in the finals. Only player great that did that other than him is Bill Russell. He spent over 50. He spent majority of what 80% of his career in the finals. And yeah, it was only 8 teams at the time, but it is what it is. Now we add those type of context and shit to the conversation. That's when shit get tricky and people get mad. It's a commercial on right now. I'm pretty sure anybody y'all can hear the game in the background. They probably try to block my shit once I end it and upload it, because you can hear the whole game back. If anybody listens to the game and I'm over talking, then my bad. But I had to get some shit out because I'm seeing a lot of hypocrisy on YouTube and on the internet when it comes to this sports, like mainly just basketball. Like there's a lot of hypocrisy going on. And I just uploaded a video about some other shit that made me, yeah, man, kind of hurt my heart. But I just wanted to put that out there to let people know, like, shit ready to get crazy on the internet with Nipsey and Nipsey Whack 100 and that whole situation. It is what it is, though. You know what I mean? The industry is wild. But yeah, back to basketball. Man, it's gonna be the Bucks and Bulls. I'm gonna cover Nets and Boston. I'm gonna cover Minnesota, and I might cover the Heat in Atlanta or the Suns and Pelicans. They ain't gonna give us the same energy though. Open the door. Open the door. She's not here. Come on, show me the door. They're not gonna give us the same energy that they doing with LeBron for KD. They're not gonna do that. It don't fit their narrative. That's gonna make them look stupid. Cause then they gotta take back a lot of old shit they done said. A lot of old dick riding they done did. It's looking like that, Phil. It's looking like that. I was hoping they went to 7 games, but the Hawks is phony. This is one thing I like about Jimmy Butler. that people sleep on. Hold on, bro. He's a whole different player in the playoffs versus regular season Jimmy Butler. Regular season Jimmy Butler, sometimes you'll be surprised. Like, how did this nigga make the All Star team with the numbers that he putting up? Because he put up decent numbers. He don't try to overdo it, but he played both sides of the floor. He he pass, he rebound, he defends, he scores. Yeah, his whole team played terrible. And as a leader, what he did was unacceptable. But look at the 2020 playoffs and the 2020 finals. Look at the performance from Jimmy Butler, right? And then look at what he just did. What he doing right now to the Hawks? You don't see him doing that in the regular season. It's very rare. Like, out of 82 games, let's say he played 70 games out of that 82. You probably get one game where you seen a playoff style Jimmy Butler. And there's a reason why he doing that. I'm starting to think it's the same thing that Jared Dudley said one day after they won the chip 2020. Jared Dudley said LeBron got a system that he follows in the regular season that he don't play his full potential or his full capabilities, and won't uh, uh, guard the best player of the whole uh, game, but he will pick one game against any potential playoff team and play a playoff style LeBron in the regular season for that one game, just to give you a taste of what you really get in the playoffs, and then get in the playoffs and he turned into an animal. You say no excuse for James Harden. Ain't they up 3-0? Not thanks to James Harden, but ain't they up 3-0? Somebody asked the guy, Shaq, do we think this nigga James Harden, that is not a foul, bro. All ball. They called a foul. Drew Holiday they challenged it. Good shorty. He just blocked DeMar DeRozan shot. All ball, they called a foul. But they asked him, do you think Joel Embiid and James Harden is like another version of Kobe and Shaq? And Shaq basically was like, hell no. The fuck? Oh, he got legendary playoff games. That playoff game when he went 0 for 27 from 3, nigga, that's legendary. Funny fella. That nigga legendary for going 0 for 27 from 3 and choking every playoff. Like, dude put the numbers up. I think it was Nick Wright on his podcast with his son. I didn't even know he had a black son. He looked like him too. He looked like a white Nick Wright. I mean, a black Nick Wright. Bro, he got too many games where he's shooting 0 for something from 3, 3 for 11 from the field, I think it was like 4 for 20 from the field. Like, he got multiple games like that in the playoffs. Like, that's who he is in the playoffs. Dude broke his game down, and he showed, like, in the playoffs, a lot of times they let them dudes bang. They don't call everything. It'd be more physical game. They let a lot of shit slide. Majority of James Harden game has been hyped up because he goes to the line and get his points. This nigga was averaging 11 free throws a game. 11 free throws a game. Most of his points was coming from free throws. So you take away 11 free throws from the line and look at James Harden game, he probably wouldn't even be a star if he couldn't get to the line the way he was getting to the line. And he a dirty player. along with Chris Paul. I was just talking to my wife about that last night. I seen Chris Paul. I say he do this every time because his game is the same way for as scoring. He rely a lot on going to the line, so they start manipulating the ref. Like he'll grab your arm, put it under his arm, and just go up with the ball and make it look like you fouled him. Or another dirty play he do, he can't out jump nobody, but you'll see times like why the fuck is he jumping with a center trying to get a rebound? But he's not going for the ball. Pay attention to it next time they play and look at Chris Paul when he going for a rebound and he got a what's up, man? He got a center or something with him. When he jump with a center, he don't even go for the ball. He grab a nigga arm and he bring it down. He grab a nigga arm and bring it down, trying to stop the nigga from getting the rebound. He don't go for the ball at all. They never call a foul on him. He's not even going for the ball. He's grabbing your arm. He did the same shit to LeBron before. He do it to every big man he jump with. He don't go for the ball. He just grab your arm, bring your arm down. He wrap your arm up to stop you from getting the rebound and then flop. Once they land, he'll flop. Good foul. He'll flop and try to get the referee to call a foul. Just like last game when they just lost, I was telling my wife, I said, Chris Paul, he not about to attack. He about to find every way to get a foul. He keep doing swing just to get a foul. He not trying to shoot. He not trying to lay the ball up. He just trying to draw the foul. He gonna do a swing through, get a foul. He gonna fake the shot and jump into you just to get a foul. He know how to draw fouls. And he started getting his points from the free throw line in the fourth. And then Brandon Ingram just took over and just went on a 2014 KD run in the clutch. Put the game away. Now, I respect that from Brandon Ingram. His first time being in the playoffs. About time. I know he's still salty that the Lakers traded him, but let's be honest. He was starting to be a bust. Lakers fans, people in the media, they were starting to call him a bust. Him and Lonzo Ball. But once he become an all-star, people talking about, oh, it was because he was playing with LeBron. He wouldn't have been he couldn't be an all-star because he was playing with LeBron. Look, he played without LeBron before LeBron even came there, and he still wasn't an all-star. And even though he's an all-star, he still ain't make the playoffs last year. And he in the playoffs now. He got to win a series, get to the finals, and win a chip for him to talk his shit. Until then, he can never talk shit. They traded you for AD, far better player, 10 times better, and they won a ring. It's nothing nobody can say bad about that trade or situation. Only bad thing I say about that trade is the Lakers did give away too much. And they did that because Rob Pelinka was green. He really ain't know what the fuck he was doing. And he did the trade too early, which stagnated our cap and our salary and shit, which was the reason why we had to pick up the not only the White Howard after DeMarcus got injured, but all those players who didn't even have a market for them. Memphis had cut Bradley, Avery Bradley. That's why we picked him up. Nobody wanted him. Nobody wanted KCP. Nobody wanted Rondo. Alex Caruso came from the G League. Like THT, G League. Like all these players that we was getting that we have, nobody wanted them. They didn't have a market. The players that we was targeting, we couldn't get them because of Kawhi. Kawhi did that on purpose. He was scared. He didn't want them building a solid team around LeBron and AD. So he waited it out, waited till most of those free agency signings went through for the top level players and the solid players. And then he made his decision once he seen that it really wasn't no big names that the Lakers was able to get, and thought he was going to coast his way to the finals by not playing in the fucking regular season for real. Like, you don't disrespect the regular season, especially if you don't have years of chemistry with your team. The regular season is for you to build up that chemistry with your team. And the Clippers showed you why you don't disrespect the regular season. You got to play them games. Because when they got in the playoffs, they barely survived the first round. It's no way they should have won so many games with Dallas. They shouldn't have. Who they play, Dallas or OKC? I think it was Dallas. There's no way they should have went that many games with Dallas, being as though that was their first time seeing the playoffs at that with that roster and an experienced Luke as far as in the NBA. Right, that's what I'm saying, Phil. They didn't have that chemistry because of Kawhi. Kawhi was doing load management. Paul George was missing games. Paul George started missing his shit due to injury, but Kawhi was just taking games off. They thought they could coast through the regular season and get to the playoffs and focus on the Lakers. Don't focus on the niggas that you got to play in front of you. We focused on the Lakers. And then they lost in hilarious fashion. Blew a 3-1 lead. So what was the point of focus on the Lakers and you couldn't even beat Denver? People talking about, oh, they was built to beat the Lakers. If LeBron would have ran to the Clippers, he'd have lost. That's cat. How? How can you say that when they couldn't even beat Denver? I don't want to hear shit about the regular season. Like I said, it's not the same game in the regular season. Yeah, it do play a part that y'all get y'all chemistry together, but the coach focus is not the same. The way the play style is not the game. The officiating is not the same once you get in the playoffs, and it's a half court game for real. So there's no evidence to show that the Lakers, Clippers would have beat the Lakers. They couldn't beat Denver. Your star player, your leader, went a whole half in a game 7, which when you supposed to bring out your killer, your assassin, your clutch, went scoreless in the second half in the game 7. No leadership. And you know why? They had that pressure. When Kawhi won with the Spurs, because it don't fit their narrative, bro. That's why they don't hold Kawhi accountable. But you see, I do. And that's why I've been putting it out there. I hold all the guys accountable, but I try to show people what's the difference when you got expectations. Because when I see people bring up players like Jordan Clarkson and Brandon Ingram, other players that got traded after playing with LeBron, they be like, oh, he playing way better now. Look at the team that they on. A lot of times they getting traded, they going to a small market, a team without expectations, a team that's not a championship contender for real. Or they on a team and their role is way different that you don't expect much out of them. So without that pressure, you can play freely. Kawhi, he won with the Spurs. Who was the best players on the team in front of him? Tim Duncan, even the older Tim Duncan still was a better player than him. Tony Parker and Manu Ginobili. And then it's Kawhi. Number 4, they win a chip. No expectations on this man. He go to Toronto. They replaced DeMar with Kawhi. Golden State favored to win the chip. Nobody expected Toronto to win the chip, but they expected him to get to the finals. And even then, nobody expected, like, some of the series, they be like, oh, Toronto might lose. But once they get to the finals, nobody expected Toronto to win. So it's no pressure. He can play freely. And look what happened. He had the right team around him, and they have no expectations on them for real. They win. You know what he did after that? He put that expectation of pressure on him. Pressure of expectation. He put that shit on him himself by making those videos. Him and Pat Bev and all them niggas talking shit. And then when they got to the playoffs, that's when the pressure came. You being talked about on the in the media all the time. You being talked about because you saying you better than LeBron, you the king of the LA, all that. Now the expectation, you expected to win now. You expected to beat the Lakers. You expected to run through the playoffs. You expected to win the chip because you just beat the Warriors, even though KD went down and Clay got hurt or whatever. You still won, my nigga. You won. You're the defending champ with a new super team. You stagnated the Lakers to make sure you got your team together and made sure that they was better, had a better roster and personnel than the Lakers. Yes, it's pressure now. And look what happened under the pressure. Game 7, he choked in hilarious fashion. Pressure. Everybody can't deal with it. That's why certain players should never be compared to specific players. Like when you talk about the top 5 all time, like if anybody don't have Kareem, LeBron, Jordan, Bird, Magic in a top 5, it's crazy. It's baffling to me. Your list is your list, but them 5 got to be somewhere, not in order, whatever, but they got to be in that top 5 because they all, that 5, all had that expectation on them. They had that pressure on them, and they won. They won with the pressure, with the media, with the scrutinism. They got a magnifying glass on your every move. Your teammates, their every move, they watching, they criticizing it, and they won. Everybody can't play under that pressure. So when you see players like Westbrook come to the Lakers, when did Westbrook ever have that type of pressure? Look what happened when he came here. Despite the numbers, people can argue that this probably was the worst season of his career. Most hilarious, in my opinion. But I told people once they got Westbrook, I said, "Oh boy, he's hard headed. If anybody could get him together, yeah, it is LeBron. But he never had this type of pressure on him. Not one, you're playing with LeBron. Two, you're playing for the Lakers. That's double the pressure. He never felt that in OKC. He never felt that in Washington, D.C. Nigga, he barely made the playoffs in Washington and nobody was even mad about it. Like, if he would have missed the playoffs, nobody would have been mad. Nobody would have gave a fuck. Nobody would have gotten Westbrook ass about that. He wouldn't have been the topic in the media for that. Right. He folded because he never had that pressure. Everybody can't play under that pressure. Oh, shit. Milwaukee about to lose, bro. It's 112, 109. And the Bulls got the ball. Caruso, oh, Williams wide open. And they get the rebound. What the fuck is you doing, bro? And he get the layup on Giannis. Oh, boy. This nigga DeRozan got like 40, my nigga. He just broke my heart with that one. He should have got an and one. I give him that. That was the dagger. It was 114, 109. They hit a 3, they down 2. But then you still got to stop them or foul them. Then they got to shoot free throws. Williams would hit that 3. Why you ain't box Vucevic out? Yeah, that was a foul. Giannis fouled him. And he was in a restricted zone. If DeRozan play like this for the next this whole 7-game series, they got a chance to beat the Bucks. Other than that, I said Bucks in 6. Bucks in 6. And we came back. Giannis, not enough. He ain't doing enough. I'm gonna say that. Because DeRozan got 41. 9 for 9 from the free throw line. 7 rebounds. 18 seconds left. 114, 109, Chicago way. Giannis, he should play better. I say that he ain't play like some shit, but he ain't been. They taking advantage of him not having that jump shot because this coach should have drawn up a play to put him in a better position to score against these niggas. He ain't scoring enough, and these niggas can't hit a 3. Offensive foul. Then Giannis bully a nigga trying to. He just panicked. Caruso drew the charge. Turnover. Offensive foul. Giannis, what you arguing about, bro? You did it. You turn and just push this nigga with your elbows. No, you stupid strong. That was stupid. And then y'all need a three. What you trying to get a layup for? That was just stupid. They missed 2 threes back to back. Could have made it 112, 114. Pat Connaughton missed the first one, get the rebound. That Bulls almost got it. Then Holiday come up with the rebound. He shoot the three. He missed 2. Giannis get the rebound. They swarm him. He got like 3, 4 niggas on him. Instead of kicking it back out, he tried bully his way to the rim. Elbow the shit out of Alex Caruso. They call charging. Turnover. And it's like 4 seconds left. Dang it. 4 seconds left. It's 1-1. And they gotta go to Chicago now, which is gonna make it more harder to score. And he's still talking to the refs.
Our director, the electronic wizard, Ollie Singer. Bulls have gotten a majestic performance from DeMar DeRozan.
He just had a Jimmy Butler game.
Alex Caruso.
40-something points.
9 points, 10 assists, no turnovers.
Come on, bro.
That one knocked out of bounds. Almost turned it over right there.
Didn't he just turn it over? How does that turn over? 3.7 left. They call a timeout. That should have been a turnover.
Thank you for taking care of Lorenzo.
I got Giannis having a 40-point game next game, though. He look hurt. He look like it's his fault. And it is his fault, to be honest. He not been aggressive in the paint. Like, throughout the whole game, he wasn't down low really trying to bully these niggas. He took too many jump shots, knowing damn well you don't have a consistent jump shot. Like, he didn't develop his shit enough to become a streaky shooter, like hitting 3 out of 7, 3 out of 6 or some shit. But your jumper ain't consistent enough that you start the game off with a jump shot. First shot he shot was a mid-range jumper. Oh, yes, I hold everybody accountable. And I'm rooting for Giannis. He's my favorite player right now. He the best right now in the game. Can't nobody say he's not the best player in the league right now. The numbers support him. His records support him. Everything supports him being the best in the league right now. You can't name one player that's better than him this year or last year. He's the best in the league right now. Even with Jokic getting that MVP, which was some fluke shit, I don't see how he got that MVP. That was like some old bias shit because of the color of his skin or something. Oh, they did turn it over. Bucks got the ball. 114, 109. It's not enough time. They got to do a catch and shoot and then foul to even try to make it something. And they have no timeouts. Give him the ball, ref. Damn.
Holiday in the corner, off the side of the backboard, and that's it. The Chicago Bulls. Hold on. I think they're going to get a foul on Grayson Allen.
Look at that.
There on the offensive rebound.
Phenomenal. He the 5th Bulls player in the playoffs with 40-plus points in a playoff game. Making history already. This is first year down that bitch. That's serious. They called a foul.
Fitzgerald, Curtis Blair, Ben Taylor, the officials tonight. They've done a wonderful job.
Come on, bro.
As Grayson Allen steps to the line with
You fuck that money up, Giannis.
4 seconds remaining.
Fuck that money up. Anytime they show that NBA logo, I got drop off. And look, he missing free throws. That's Grayson Allen. Fake wanting to fight niggas. Fake wanting to fight Grayson Allen. Always faking like he want to fight somebody. A tough ass white boy. They just put. They know it's over regardless, though. Oh, you got. Yeah, 1-1 now, bro. I ain't worried though. That's another thing too. It's time to see if Giannis can go back to back and if he can handle adversity. Because if he go 7 games with the Bulls, that's his adversity right there. And he folded under it. But if he goes 7 games with these motherfuckers and win, that means he excelled under that adversity. You know what I'm saying? He handled it. But we gonna see. DeRozan, 41 points, clutch. He was bullying them niggas. He ain't had too many games like that in Toronto playoffs. He had a couple, not enough for them to get past Cleveland or Miami or whatever. Like, not enough to get their ass to the finals. But he had some big games like that. That was a good game. Who the fuck? What you call on 2, ain't they? And somebody, hold the fuck up. Somebody else played today, don't they? Hold up, I'm gonna put that motherfucker on here too, cause somebody else played today. What's today's date? The 20th. I think that was the last game for the night. What's today's date, yo? Somebody know the date? Is it the 20th or the 21st? Yeah, I'm definitely holding Giannis accountable, though. Let me see, what's today's date? I think it's the 20th. Oh, it's the 21st now at the 12. So, yeah, I think that was the last game for the day. Hold on, I'm ready to tell you what the fuck this nigga just had. But he wasn't aggressive enough. I'm sitting here watching the game. He wasn't doing enough. Giannis tonight had Antetokounmpo recorded 30 points. No, that's the wrong one. He ain't had 30. I know he ain't had 30. What'd that say? 29 points. He played 35 minutes. 1 for 4 from 3. 3 assists, 2 blocks. Hold up, these niggas giving me the wrong shit. Oh, there you go. 3-point percentage. Oh, all right. Here we go. 33 points, 18 rebounds, 9 assists. He wasn't aggressive enough in that paint, though. TNT tonight. Yep. They lost 114-109. This is Giannis stats. 33, 18, 9. 0 on the plus minus. Now let's look at his driving. This nigga Chris Middleton. And this is why I be telling people, like, sure that he be having help. It's just the help that he have. It comes as a collective effort with the coach and his rest of his team. But Chris Middleton is a star. He a 50, 40, 90 player. He an all-star. And he a two-way player. And he a sniper from three. Like, his game style, not talent, but just game style is like you mix Paul Pierce with KD because he can score, but the way that he move and get to his spots, he move around like slowly, like Paul Pierce. You know how Paul Pierce, he got a slow game, but it's like he moving in slow motion, but the nigga still couldn't stop him. He got that little slow spin and then fade away jumper and his cush, pulling up from three. He can spot up shoot like Paul Pierce, but he just slow. And he lanky like KD because he got them times where this nigga just go on the score and like he could just score at will. But he played timid a lot. 33 minutes, 18 points, 5 rebounds, 8 assists. So both of them niggas can pass the ball like that. Both of them niggas is playmakers. -1 on the plus minus. -1. The niggas, I said in front of big guys, said they energy just look off. The way them niggas was playing, they look like they really ain't want to be there. They came straight out, punched them niggas in the mouth. It was 9-0 start the first quarter, like the first couple minutes. 9-0. This nigga Giannis start off with a mid-range jump shot. Mid-range jump shot. Knowing damn well you ain't even got a jumper. Blue Boat, what's up, bro? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, the energy is just looked off from the start of the game. Like, they ain't want to be there or something. Like, how you don't have a jump shot? You don't have a consistent jump shot, but you start off with a mid-range jumper to get you warmed up. That ain't your game. When you ever see yo taking mid-range jumpers, especially on the first shot, right? That's his whole game. Go down low. Play. You supposed to be playing like a skinny Shaq. Get down there and just bully them niggas. He still was cool on defense, but on the offensive end, like your team needs you to bang in the paint, which is going to open your shooters up because they gonna double you regardless. They been doubling man all over the floor. 2, 3 niggas on him. He passing the ball. That's how he got his assists. He got 9 assists. He in the air going up for a layup. 3 niggas jump up with him. He passed the ball. Nigga hit the three. Yeah. But if you killing them niggas in the paint, you gonna have about 3 niggas open every time they come to try help out. If they don't, you gonna bully that one dude that you got on. Cause his footwork is unbelievable for a big man. Who else played? Let me show you this fucking clown. This nigga 0 for 10 in the second half. 0 for 10. Let me tell you this shit. KD versus Suns. That motherfucker hit that shot too. And that what Kyrie said? That motherfucker hit that shot too. Oh, they got a nigga in the post game interview. That nigga. Cause you know they gonna ask him about it.
Kevin, you shot a lot of free throws tonight, but what toll do you feel the way the Celtics are defending you is taking on the rhythm that you would like to get into?
I mean, I mean, they playing 2 or 3 guys on me sometimes when I'm off the ball, and mucking up actions when I run off stuff is. I see Horford leaving this man and come over and hit me sometimes.
He complaining about that?
2 or 3 guys hit me wherever I go, and that's just the nature of the beast in the playoffs. And um, I feel like I got a couple good shots there in the fourth that just ain't go down. But yeah, I see a few of their guys around me every time I get the ball, or when I'm setting up, and so I got to be more patient, but also play fast sometimes too, and off the ball, just be able to move a little faster, screen a little harder for my guys to get free. But yeah, just watch film and get better.
Even though you get down 0-2 as a group, the game's been right there for the taking in
And
the first 2 games. What's it going to take
how many years he got in the league?
control of the series?
He got over a decade in the league. You never had to deal with double teams and triple teams or something.
I mean, they definitely made
And you in a
in
weak
that
East.
second half. We felt pretty confident going into halftime, and we talked about it just coming out in that third quarter with a little bit more pop. Especially on the defensive end, felt like we made things difficult in the first half. Kept some of their guys, some of their primary scorers, to being in certain spots, just trying to corral them as best we could. The flow of the game, the rhythm of the game changed.
You see these clowns sitting here complaining about shit that they didn't dealt with their whole career. You dealt with all this type of shit your whole career. But you just was talking shit since 2020. How you don't see nobody better than you. It's like slow motion out there. You the only player out there. Now you Neo, you in the Matrix. This nigga behind you, Morpheus. He could hit that shot too. That motherfucker could hit that shot too. You always felt as though you was the most clutch player on your team down the stretch, even though you got less game winners than every player that you played, every star that you played with between KD and LeBron. You got less game winners in the playoffs. LeBron got more game winners in the playoffs and buzzer beaters than both of y'all combined. I don't know why you made a statement. Still, my nigga, I fuck with his game, but he just be saying some dumb shit. But right now, I know my Aki hungry as shit. He just trying to get the fuck out of there and go get his Ramadan meal.
To hold our heads, this is part of playoff basketball.
He just trying to go eat.
And being in these
But I'm out.
situations where
I'm out. Next game, I'm gonna play that whole joint.
But coming out in that third quarter, we talk about it.